Today, we are going over a secret that most people will never find out about. I discovered that we were in a new technological revolution back in February. And I told you guys a long time ago, and I even said it, recently, that my superpower is finding the fastest way to get from point A to point B. I can just look at the data and just kind of get rid of all of the noise. That's always been my superpower. So as I was going over the Magnificent Seven, as I was analyzing the markets, I noticed something very distinct. I didn't have to read it. I didn't have to watch a video on it. I just caught it because I started to review the past revolutions, the industrial revolutions. I went back to the very beginning, which I've told you that as well. If you will ever want to know something, go back to the origin. So I went back to the original industrial revolution in the 1800s. And then I kind of reviewed all of them, and I noticed the pattern that they have a bunch of new inventions or innovations, and then they'll have a new energy source that powers those innovations. And every single industrial revolution, that's what it was. A new set of innovations and a new energy source. I saw the pattern. I did not need to read it in an article. I didn't need to hear it in a video. But when I put this presentation together for you guys, I went out and got the data. I went out and got the evidence, got the proof. And sure enough, you'll see that is exactly how they describe it. New inventions, new power source. So when I saw it, I'm like, I'm on point. So I did find the actual evidence, but it just lets you know that I saw it well in advance. And then we're going to go over all of the different industrial revolutions to prove that is the pattern. Every single new industrial revolution will have a new set of innovations and a new power source, or several power sources that will power it. So when we're in our current times, if we can establish that same thing, the new innovations, the new power sources, and if we can get in early enough where those innovations have not been implemented in the supply chain, then we are once again early. And if we're early, as I described in yesterday's presentation, I've described it in previous presentations, if we're showing up early, it is the best place to be. Our trades are going to be calm and effortless. Our trades are going to be controlled. Our trades are going to be protected. Our trades are going to be void from the chaos of the 99 percenters. We're showing up so early that we can get as much movement as possible. That showing up early is going to allow the asset value to increase for the corporation in the supply chain. There is no negative of showing up early. And we are showing up majorly early by identifying a new set of innovations, because those innovations are going to produce more asset value. And we're going to explain what that means as we go over the presentation. So this is the best thing. And as I'm going to show you, it's a secret. Because most people think, when I show you the information, most people think we are still in the fourth industrial revolution. But I'm going to prove that false. I'm always going to show you the truth, guys. And that's the benefit of my curriculum of coming into this room. I'm going to show you a unique piece of information that everybody else doesn't have, which is going to put you in a unique situation to benefit and profit. While everybody's using their charts, you guys are going to see a unique set of analytics. That's really what it is. We're literally creating a completely new way of analyzing the markets. And it's going to put you in a profitable position. Now, I've decided that as we go over this, what did I say? You got the innovations and you have the energy sources. What I've decided to do for this presentation, I'm not going to give away the energy sources. I'm going to give away one of them because it's kind of already known. But I've seen you guys post in the student room. You guys are out there value hunting. You guys are out there finding these new energy sources, and I'm loving it. I'm loving the fact that I see you guys out there value hunting, because that is the real key. Because without those energy sources, the technology is meaningless. So I'm going to establish the new revolution, the new technological revolution, industrial revolution, and I'm going to establish a new technological age. We're going to do two different things. And it's going to put you in a unique situation to profit from the markets in a special way, in a secret way that 99%, even the 1%ers don't have this. So once again, I'm going to prove that you guys, we are all 1% of the 1%. This is a powerful presentation. I don't like this new interface. Trying to see my visitors in the room. I can't even click on it. All right, that's a little better. All right, we do have some new students. That's kind of what I was looking for. I am sad. Welcome back. I think Rod is a welcome back. I think Deli and Craig are new. So I want to welcome you guys to the room. This is a classroom for my students. If you guys are interested in joining the community, go to my bio, click the link in my bio, or go to cheetahInvestors.com/TikTok. And you have to connect what you learn in the live with the course material. That's just how it is. That's how I set it up. I know you're going to get valuable information. I know you're going to say, oh my goodness, this man is teaching things differently. I know everything I teach is custom, brand new, exclusive. I know, but don't get it muffled. Don't get distracted or distorted, because you're going to see so much value in the live that you think that's all you need. But in the live, I'm only going to show you what the pieces are, how the pieces move. In the course, in my student room, in my subscriptions, in my one-on-one sessions, that is where you're going to learn how to take those pieces that I'm going to show you. They're exclusive. You're going to see in this presentation that I'm going to show you something completely different. But you have to be able to take what I give you. You got to be able to combine it in the proper way, and you got to put it in the proper sequence. And depending on what you're trading, you're going to change the combination and you're going to change the sequence. And you do not know how to do that. And if you try to go out and do it on your own, you're going to lose money or you're going to frustrate yourself. And that is the biggest detriment. Because if you're frustrating yourself and you're not able to wrap your head around it and get success, all you're going to do is tire yourself out, and you're going to be just like the other millions of people who have attempted to trade, they failed, and they walked away. That is just the fact. That is what the numbers have shown over 150 years. Most people fail within 3 months and they walk away. You have a fortunate opportunity to find the right room. You're in the right place. It would be so sad that you were this close to finding everything you need to profit from the markets. But the moment that you try to walk away and do it on your own, you're going to spin yourself out, dispel all your energy, which is your money. And some of you are going to just be dead in the water. And that would be so sad because you're this close. So the number one investment, these are not my words. These are the words of Warren Buffett. The greatest investment that you can make is in yourself. And if you can't, now these are my words. If you can't recognize that you are the greatest investment, how are you ever going to find an investment on the stock market? You and your education are the greatest investment. So I'm going to make sure that I can give you the money back. That's what we're doing starting next Monday. We've been doing it all this year. I took a 30-day break. We're going to resume on Monday doing our Money Mondays. So I've created an opportunity that you can take a certain amount of money, invest it in yourself in this course, and then every Monday I'm showing you how to get the money back. This course has everything, and it's exclusive because nobody else has it. So at least consider it. At least go to the website to see if it's something that you're interested in. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer questions. You can ask the students in the room as well. DM me, WhatsApp me. And if you're not quite ready yet, this is no problem. Everybody's on a different journey. If you're not quite ready yet, it sounds interesting, you're not completely convinced, then all I ask you to do is keep coming back. I'm never going to sell you. There is no hard pressure sales. Once again, ask the students. I don't believe in it. What I believe in is giving you the value, giving you the best, and then you're going to convince yourself. So the only way you're going to be able to do that is to keep coming back. If I keep throwing the value, if I keep showing you the best way to do it, you're going to compare it to everybody else, and you're going to realize that this is the most unique and exclusive curriculum you're ever going to find. So keep coming back, guys. Treat this like a college course, and you're going to elevate yourself over the 99% of people in the stock market. All right, with that said, guys, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to talk about the fifth industrial revolution. Let's go ahead and welcome the rest of our students. Good morning, Mavati. Good morning, Ashanti. Good morning, Lisa. And I don't mean this in any disrespect to any of my students. But I'm going to tell you the two people that I look for in my classroom before I get started. I look for one of my oldest students, which is Lisa, and I look for one of my newest students, which is Yvonne. And that's no shade to anybody else. I appreciate everybody showing up, but I like to kind of keep that as my gauge. Because Lisa has always been consistent, and I know that Yvonne really wants to learn this. So I always look for my earliest student and my newest student, and that lets me know that it's time to start. But I appreciate all of you guys showing up. This would not be possible. So now that Lisa's in the room, we can get started. Hopefully Abena, Yvonne, and the rest of everybody will show up as well. Some of my older students, Morena might show up. So believe me, that some other students are going to show up as well. But this is going to be a powerful presentation. Exclusive. Because everybody still thinks that we're in the fourth industrial revolution. And I'm going to prove it false. So, here is the real reason we're going over this. Because you are a cheetah investor. You are a value hunter. You are a 1%er. And as a value hunter, I'm showing you a new hunting ground. And I'm showing you a hunting ground. The reason why this is so special is because everybody else is hunting somewhere else. This is a new hunting ground to find value. Think about that. Think about wanting to go out and hunt in real life, and I show you a brand new preserve where you don't have to compete with any other hunters. That's what I'm going to create, a brand new hunting ground for you to find value. And I'm making sure that the hunting you're going to do is big game hunting. We're going after the biggest game there is, the Magnificent Seven, the market leaders. You are a value hunter, and I'm going to show you a brand new hunting ground. That should be your underlying kind of theme. That every single thing I'm going to show you is a new hunting ground as a value hunter. So let's establish, like I said, I kind of found this out on my own through my own analysis, through my own superpower. But as I said, when I put this presentation together, I at least found the real evidence that kind of supported what I told you guys several months ago. A new industrial revolution. I'm going to give you my version first. A new industrial revolution consists of a new set of innovations powered by a new energy source. This is what the industrial revolution theory is. It says the industrial revolution's theory is that new machines, new innovations, power sources. Is there an echo in the room? And then work organization methods make industries more efficient and productive. And isn't that what I say? These new innovations are going to speed up the production in the supply chain. So this is a definite echo of what I have been saying. But this is the theory that they have put out. That is, it's a set of new machines, power sources, and work organization methods that make industries more efficient and productive. Now this is for all the past innovations. This is what they think the timeline looks like. This is what they think the timeline looks like. Industry 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, and 4.0. They think that we're still in the industrial 4.0. That is a false statement. Here is my industrial revolution theory. A new industrial revolution can be identified by finding a set of new innovations and inventions, and then connect all of them to a set of new energy sources. This is my IR theory. And it is the secret theory that's going to separate everything that we're doing. We're in a new industrial revolution. This is what I think the timeline looks like. I think we're in industry 5.0. And no, this is not my image. I did not produce this. This comes from Zhao Chen, associate professor at the Technical University of Denmark. He came out with a paper in 2021, and that paper was dealing with renewable energy. The paper was on wind energy. So as he's going over this wind energy, he introduces, back in 2021, he introduced a new industrial revolution in Industry 5.0. And I'm going to show you the clear difference between the 4.0 and the 5.0, proving to you that we are in a new industrial revolution. So let's review the industry 1.0 through the industry 4.0, and then we'll get into the new. Let's review the past first. The first industrial revolution was back in 1765. The new innovation was the steam engine. Everything got a steam engine. They were putting steam engines in everything. Locomotives, even in your home. To heat your home, they had furnaces and ovens. And the energy source that they used to power those steam engines and those furnaces was coal. Coal was the energy source. And out of that coal came a kind of liquid, a kind of an oil. And they used that oil or that gas, they used that to create light. All of your different lamps. They would put the coal oil in the lamps. So this is the first revolution. Steam engines, and then different ways to use the different byproducts of the coal. Now, I'm going to admit something to you guys. I'm going to show you sometimes my elevator doesn't always go up to the top floor. So I always thought that coal was something that you mine. I'm going to show you that sometimes my elevator doesn't always go up to the top floor. I always thought that coal was something that you mined. And I have been barbecuing my entire life. And I never connected that charcoal that you use to barbecue with was coal. And I did not know that you can get coal from wood. There are different ways you can get different types of coal, but I never connected that charcoal was a version of coal. I didn't connect that till about 4 years ago during the pandemic. My entire life, I never connected coal and charcoal. And I'm going to tell you how I connected it. I watched a documentary because in other countries, they are creating coal. And I'm watching this documentary and a light bulb goes off. Oh my goodness, my entire life. I never connected coal and charcoal. But there are ways that you can make man-made charcoal that you can use to replace the coal, the natural coal. I know, right? Like it's right there in your face. It's in the name. But I never connected the dots my entire life. I'll be 50 this year. And I learned it about 4 years ago watching a documentary during the pandemic. Duh! Charcoal. But I think they created from wood. There's a way that you can, and I thought the documentary was taking trash. There's something that they were doing, I think in China or Singapore, somewhere in the Southeast Asia. There was a bunch of like trash, or and they were digging with all of the trash, and they were finding different pieces that they could heat up, and the heating process would turn the certain pieces of trash into coal. And then they would go out, and then they would, like, it's another supply chain. Then they would go out and sell the coal internationally. But they were turning trash into coal. So it's kind of a reusable energy source. But in the documentary, as I'm watching it, I'm like, oh my goodness. Coal, charcoal. But that is the first industrial revolution. That is the first energy source of the first industrial revolution. And like I said, there were steam engines and furnaces everywhere. They were installing it everywhere. Everything got a steam engine. The second industrial revolution was over 100, was it 150 years, 100 years? It's about 100 years. 100 years later. Now, this is important. I'm going to keep track of how long the distance between the revolutions. This is important as well. So Industry 2.0, the second revolution, began somewhere around 1870. These dates are not exact, guys. So it's around this area. So in 1870, we get another set of innovations. We get the combustible engine. We had the steam engine first. Now we got this combustible engine. And this combustible engine is run on petrol. Now keep in mind, the original petrol was ethanol, moonshine, corn alcohol. The original fuel was ethanol, moonshine, fermented corn. But over time, thanks to Rockefeller, he turned the engine to be able to use petrol, oil. Oil became the primary fuel, the energy source for the combustible engine. And they put that combustible engine in everything. We got the car, we got the plane, we got the boats. Now keep in mind, the boats used to be powered by steam, but here we got this new innovation, and now they're switching over to this combustible engine. Now, I also want to mention this. This is also something important. The new industrial revolution will have new innovations. But inside of those new innovations will be upgrading the previous innovations. That's something else that they don't really talk about, because the steam engine got better. So even though they're still using the combustible engine, they're still using all of these new inventions and innovations, they're taking all of their next level understanding of science and they're upgrading the previous innovations as well. So additional inventions was everything dealing with communication. You had the telegraph, then you upgraded to the telephone, then you had radio, you had TV, all of this stuff was coming. You know, sound waves, record players. So there was a lot of communication inventions as well. And all of the communications was powered by electricity. They found a way to take that engine to create friction. Using the steam engine and using the combustible engine, they created these turbines that created a lot of friction, creating electricity. So that's another energy source that they started using. So you should already be seeing the pattern. New innovations, new energy sources, that's going to power them. All right. The third industrial revolution, it's another 100 years. In the third revolution, we got electronics. And I'm talking, we got if you know anything about the 70s and 80s, it was nothing but new electronics. Now, if you notice the images that I provide, you had the computer and you had different versions of computers. You may not think that some of those electronics were computers, but they are. They had a motherboard, transistors. They were a version of a computer. But notice the rest of the images: the CD-ROM, the floppy, the cassette tape, and even the Polaroid camera. All of them are data storage. Even the Polaroid camera is data storage. So out of the third industrial revolution, we got a lot of different versions of data storage. Hard data. And that's going to also be important because we're going to always take the previous innovations and upgrade them. So you're going to see all of these data storage technology get upgraded in future revolutions. But this is the third revolution around the 1970s. We got all these different types of electronics. Now, this is where I want to introduce something. That what you saw in the 70s, you saw things get smaller. If you look at the original record player, it was this big, bulky machine with this big, huge horn. You had to crank it up. And then when you look at the original record player, it was bulky, this big box. But you start to notice that they took the innovations and they started to shrink it down. Even the computer, you had, you're shrinking down the Walkman. Everything started to get smaller. The original camera was this huge tripod. And I believe that they were using charcoal with it was gunpowder. They were using gunpowder to get the flash. And then once again, even the camera got smaller. This is going to be important later on, but I want to introduce it right here. That along with these innovations, the technology is getting smaller. That's huge. That's one of the secrets that most people are not going to see. And then the energy sources was chemical. I'm gonna explain what that is in the next revolution. We had geothermal. I'm gonna explain what that is. And then we had nuclear. These are the new energy sources that came out of the third industrial revolution, Industry 3.0. Now we get into the fourth revolution, and this happens somewhere around 2000. Now I want to clarify the reason why I say that the numbers are not exact, because technically this is the internet age, and the internet was created back in the 80s, and the internet went public. The World Wide Web went public in the 90s, but they still consider somewhere around the 2000s as being the beginning of the internet age. The fourth revolution, Industry 4.0. And this is where we got the internet. We got like a really good, robust, we got a really good, stable version of the internet. And then we got digital technology, all of that data storage. We got digital technology and we got cloud technology. Because the World Wide Web was all about giving us, because keep in mind, the original internet was just text. So there was no need for data storage online. There was no need for cloud. And believe me, it wasn't called cloud back then, but the beginning remnants of the cloud technology, because that's what the World Wide Web was. There was a server, there was a computer in an office building, just a bunch of servers, and then people would upload their images. They would upload their downloads. And that's what the World Wide Web was. You would create websites and you uploaded all of your data to create your website. That was the first cloud technology. So those are the innovations that came out of 4.0. And then your energy sources. The fuel cell was let's go back. The fuel cells came out of the chemical energy, hydrogen. The solar energy came out of the geothermal. And then the renewable energy is basically water, wind, the sun. I'm missing one. There are four of them. You had the sun, which is solar. You had wind, plants. Yeah. You had plant-based energy and you had water. So they used the elements called renewable energy. And the purpose of it was there was no byproduct. It was completely clean, green, natural. So those are the energy sources we got in the fourth industrial revolution. New innovations powered by new energy sources. That is the thing. Now, here is the moment that everybody still thinks that we're still in the fourth industrial revolution. And this is the moment that I'm going to separate it. I'm going to prove it. Because the fourth industrial revolution was all about the internet. They even came up with the Internet of Things. Because in this, we also got a lot of new, remember I said they're taking all of the previous stuff and they're making it better. So we got phones, tablets. We got every type of device that can connect to the internet. All of that is in this. And all of the previous revolutions, the distance was about 100 years. But you notice that this revolution was only 30. From the 1970s to the 2000s. And then I guess you can even include, the duration, which is about 20 years. So it's about 50 years. But do you see that the distance between the revolutions is getting shorter? And the technology that we have now is so far away from that original internet age. Some of you remember the dial-up. You remember that sound when you sent a fax? When you connected to the internet? Do y'all remember that sound? Archaic. Can you really see all of these new innovations of AI and quantum computing? High-speed internet. Can you really see that being in the same age as this dinosaur technology? They want you to believe so. They're trying to put it all in one category. But the technology that we are coming up with isn't in a completely different level. You can see a clear difference that there should be a definite separation. So, the fifth industrial revolution, Industry 5.0. Here is keeping with that thing, guys. New innovations and a new power source. So the new innovations is quantum computing, which I'm going to explain that in more detail. We got AI and AGI, artificial intelligence and artificial general intelligence. The difference between the two. The AGI is that next level. All of the movies where the computers take over, Terminator, Matrix, all of these movies where the computers just take over, iRobot, all of that is AGI, a dangerous technology. And yes, we have it. They have come up with a way that computers can completely think for themselves. They do not need humans. So we have this new artificial intelligence. And then this is what I didn't catch. Another time that my elevator didn't go up to the top because I was so into the AI, ChatGPT, and I got blindsided when I started seeing the robot videos. I'm like, oh yeah, that would have to be the eventuality. That would have to be the eventuality. Now keep this in mind. They were creating these robots. Boston, what I don't know, I can't remember the Boston company. Somebody, if you remember the Boston company, let me know. But there was a Boston company that were creating robots for the military for like 20 years before ChatGPT. And I did not connect the dots. I did not connect the dots. Take that robot and put ChatGPT in it. Oh, yes, of course. That makes complete sense. Another time, my elevator didn't go up to the top floor. But that is the true destination. Boston Dynamic. Thank you, guys. That's the true destination of AI. It's not to text and ask it questions on a computer. The true destination of AI and AGI is to put it in a vehicle. And this is where we get into the secret, because the energy source is not just about the energy source. I'm now going to introduce a new concept that you guys might have not have thought about. I'm going to give you the real secret of the 5.0. This is why we need a new separation from 4.0. There is something unique that has to happen in 5.0 that cannot ever happen in 4.0. I'm going to explain what it is. Are you ready? This is the true secret. Now, as I said, we got the solid state technology. This is all of the batteries that Tesla and all of these I'm using the word green, but there's another word for another brain fart. Electric. All of these electric vehicles or these hybrid vehicles, all of them are being powered by solid state technology. You have your lithium ion, sodium ion, oxygen ion. You have hydrogen, and different types of. Remember, I say the fuel cells. They've upgraded the fuel cells. I'm not going to get too deep into it, but they have a lot of new energy sources. They're going back to the previous energy sources and making them faster. They're making them cleaner. They're making them less dangerous. And here is the real secret of Industry 5.0. Are you ready for it? Here's the number one thing that separates the 5.0. Why there needs to be a new revolution. Because we are in the quantum age. Now, everybody, this is why I say this is a secret. Because you know me, I'm going to do the diligence. I went and looked up the definition. But everybody is thinking about the quantum computing as only being a faster computer. Because that's what they tell you. We're able to compute on the fastest level ever. And I just accepted that for years. But now I went and looked at the definition of quantum. The definition of quantum is the smallest amount or the smallest units, especially energy. This is what's going to separate it, guys. This is the real secret. That in 5.0, in Industry 5.0, the same way that they did the electronics and the computer, they shrunk everything down. Do you know the original computer took up an entire floor in a building? The original computer was so large that it took up an entire floor of a high-rise back in the 1970s and 80s. And now you have a computer on a phone. You have a computer on a watch. This is what quantum really is, shrinking everything down. And this is why I say we are in a new revolution, the quantum age, because they are working on shrinking the energy. Isn't that a part of the definition? the smallest unit of energy. So they're trying to speed up the production of that energy, getting us the most energy. They're trying to elongate the period of how long those batteries and energy sources will last. They're trying to make it clean to have less leftovers. But the number one thing that they're trying to do is shrink it down so that it can power the robots. It can power the cars, the vehicles. They're trying to shrink the energy down, shrink the technology down. That is the quantum age. I found a couple of books dealing with the quantum. I was going to add the quotes from the authors, but I don't really need to because all they did was echo what I'm explaining. True quantum computing is not primarily about speed. It is mainly about how to decrease the size of the technology and the energy. We are in the quantum age. As I said, I found several books that are letting us know. And one of the people you might recognize by face. I think his name was Miko. He's a quantum physicist, one of the smartest people in the world. He came out with a book called Quantum something. But he's one of the people that's letting us know we are in the quantum age. And the true purpose of quantum technology, quantum computing, is not speeding up the computing, it's shrinking it down. That is the true definition of quantum. The computers are never going to read our thoughts. Now, I will tell you the most dangerous technology that I have seen so far. Yesterday, I saw a video on TikTok that says that they're working on a new medical procedure where they can take the head off of one person and put it on another body. Let me say this for you again. They are currently working on a new technology where they can take the head off of one body and put it on another body, a head transplant. And they're saying that they can do it in the next 7 years. That's it, Michio Kaku, theoretical physicist. He's one of the people that's telling us that we are in a new age, quantum age. So now that we have confirmed staying with the pattern, staying consistent with the way that every industrial revolution has worked, new innovations, new power sources. We've confirmed it. And then now I've confirmed this quantum age because originally we had the industrial age, then we had the information age, then we had the communications, we had the information age, then we had the internet age, and now we have the quantum age. So it's running parallel. We have these industrial revolutions, but we also have these new ages. So we're in the quantum age. And that's really the proof that shows us that we have to separate 4.0 from 5.0. And the quote that I wanted to include that Michio said, the Michio Kaku, the quote that he said is that the new level of technology is going to make the 4.0 look like an abacus. Some of you may not know what an abacus is. If you look at old movies or images of the ancient Chinese, there was this physical calculator that had these little coins on it, and you would move the coins up and down this little wire, and you were able to count with this abacus. It was the first calculator. But that's what he says. He says the difference between the technology of 4.0 and the technology of 5.0, the clear separation. He says the innovation that's going to come out of 5.0 is going to make 4.0 look like an abacus. That is how we know you can't put it all in the same boat. There has to be this separation. And as we are shrinking down the technology, as we're shrinking down the energy sources, the quantum age is really what's going to separate those two industrial revolutions. So I've given you several ways of proving that we are in a new industrial revolution. And let everybody think. I wouldn't start correcting people. Let people think that they're still in the 4.0. Let them think that, because we have created a new hunting ground. We've created a new hunting ground. We have created a separate, exclusive environment. We created a new form of analysis. I wouldn't go out there and tell people that we're in the fifth industrial revolution. Let them find out on their own. And some of them are going to look at, because I'm going to eventually post this on YouTube. This is going to be my first YouTube video, showing people that we're in the fifth industrial revolution. And they're going to look at me like I'm crazy. No, we're not. We're all the professionals. You need to read a book. You're just coming up with stuff. We're still in 4.0. Okay. Some people are going to listen. But let people believe that we're still in 4.0. No problem. Because the less people that believe us, the more opportunity that we have. So let's go over the 7 technologies. Now, once again, I want to say there are a lot. There are at least a dozen energy sources. We're not going to talk about the energy sources. That's exclusively for my students. And if you guys have been participating in the student room, you have seen these articles coming out. Students are posting all these different articles of new energy, new technology, even the previous energy that's being upgraded. So we got at least a dozen different energy sources that are coming out that's going to power all of this new innovation. And what is the key? Keep focused on what the key of it is. Quantum. That is the real key. You want to shrink the technology down. You want to elongate how long the energy will last. And you want to make it as clean as possible. That's really the metrics that they're looking for. We want to increase the power of the energy. We want to elongate the length of the energy. We want to shrink the energy down, but at the same time, we're going to try to make it as clean and green as possible. So let's go over the 7 technologies of the 5th industrial revolution, of the quantum age. First, obviously, we have artificial intelligence. That's really what is driving everything. And I want to pause and let you know this. That is the metric. I'm going to go back and show you this. That is the metric that I look at, because I want to go back and show you the timeline. The reason why I believe, now look at the date. The date is 2020. That's what Zhao Chen set the new 5.0 at, 2020. But I'm going to let you know why. I'm going to confirm that date. I want to confirm that 2020 date, because I went and kind of did the math on it. because I believe that ChatGPT is the beginning of 5.0. I believe ChatGPT, when we actually got the real next level AI, I believe that that is when the industry 5.0, the fifth industrial revolution, that's when it started. But keep in mind that when OpenAI and ChatGPT came out, the public version they gave us was 3.0. So there would have had to have been a 1.0 and a 2.0. So I looked it up. OpenAI started in 2015. So from 2015 to 2020, they were working on 1.0 and 2.0. And we got 3.0 in 2022. But I still want to confirm 2020 as why it should start. Even though we got ChatGPT 3.0 in 2022, here is why I'm going to agree with Chin. And you guys are going to, a light bulb's going to go off when I explain this. Because something very unique happened in 2020. I'm going to see if you guys can name what it is. What happened in 2020? There was something very specific. What happened in 2020? Yes, sir. And that is the most unique time in the world. That is the most unique time in the world. Thank you, Wally. During the pandemic, we were all at home for 2 years, for at least a year and a half. I know we had some people kind of still kind of going and working from home, but a lot of us, the world shut down. The world shut down. So think about this. If people didn't have to go to work, if people were getting government stimulus where they didn't have to go to work, what do you think they were working on? The world stopped. And for 2 years, all technology cocooned. Everybody got a free 2 years to work on whatever they wanted to work on. And that is why a lot of new businesses, a lot of new entrepreneurs, a lot of new revenue streams, a lot of new industries came out of the pandemic because everybody got 2 years to cocoon and work on whatever they wanted to. That is the reason why OpenAI was able to come out with 3.0, because they got 2 years of free time. Robotics worked on it for 2 years, free. Everybody got a free 2 years. You got it. People were learning. Coaching took off. Everybody was taking home online coaching. Everybody was learning new skills, new businesses. Everybody got 2 years off, and it catapulted the technological and business world. That is why I'm agreeing with Chin. It should be 2020. 2020 is when the new industrial revolution started. I appreciate you being in the room, Wally. But as you see, this room is something unique, my friend. This room, we're called value hunters. This room is about being 100% in control of your trade. This room is about protecting your money at all times. So I appreciate you coming into the room. I appreciate you participating in the comments. But I want to let you know one thing. We don't talk about crypto. Crypto has nothing to do in this room because we want to keep everybody safe. We want to make sure everybody has low risk. So we don't talk about any high risk market. So I appreciate you being in the room. But we don't do crypto. We don't need to because we're value hunters. That's this whole presentation is proving it. I'm showing you an entire way to make money early in the equity markets where you never have to look at crypto. All of that dangerous, all of that high risk, all of that casino action. We never have to look at it because I'm showing you a special way that you can go to the equity markets where there's tangible assets. We don't deal with non-tangible. We don't deal with it. And you saw the presentation I did yesterday where we did the art of war. And what did I prove to you when we did that art of war? I proved to you the difference between value hunting, the difference between trying to find the asset value and looking at the price, trading real value, and then trading all of the derivatives. I showed you on Wednesday that derivatives have no intrinsic value. Proved it to you. Showed you the articles. So everybody can trade whatever they want. But in this room, I'm going to keep everybody safe. I'm going to keep everybody protected. And I'm going to show you a way that you can make as much money as you want in legitimate markets. Let's go over it again. I love to recap. We went over it on Tuesday. We went over it on Wednesday. So let's recap it one more time. The difference between a market, an asset class, and an investment vehicle. Let's do it one more time because there might be other people in the room that have a mentality like Wally. And Wally, I'm not attacking you. Once again, I appreciate you being in the room and participating. But there might be other people in the room that have your mentality. So let's go ahead and clarify it to show the value of what we're doing. Because the Industrial Revolution has nothing to do with derivatives. No options, no Forex, no crypto. Here's how I'm going to prove it. I proved it on Wednesday. I proved it I proved it on Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'm going to mention it again today. What is a market? You're in the stock market, right? What is a market? And here's how I always prove everything when we're talking about the stock market. Because you guys believe so much stuff that you would never believe if it was in the real world. If you were face to face with the same thing that you're dealing with on the stock market and on the internet, you would just run away. You would see it for the danger and the scam that it is if you were looking at it in IRL. But for some reason, somebody tells it to you on the internet, or somebody tells it to you in a stock market book or a stock market video or a stock market live, and you just eat it up. But if you saw the same thing in the real world, you would run away from it. And I'm going to prove it to you. What is a market? A market, if you went to the market in the 1700s, in the 1800s, in the 1900s, in the 2000s, if you went to the market, you are going to buy something tangible. And if somebody try to sell you something non-tangible, well, just give me the money now. I'll deliver it later. If you went to the market and there was somebody with nothing in their booth, all they got is brochures and booklets. Oh, yeah. Give me your money right now, and I'll just send it to you later. We'll deliver it to you later. You would see it for the scam that it is. Well, no, if I'm going to give you my money now, you're going to give me my thing now. That's how this transaction works when you go to a market. There's an exchange that happens. I give you my money, you give me my product. And if somebody tries to do anything other than that, you're going to get very cautious. Whoa. What do you mean you're going to deliver it later? What do you mean I'm not going to get anything for my money? No. I need the tangible. Well, I can't give you the tangible. It's not really tangible. You know how this works. but you're going to triple your money. Well, no, I don't care about tripling my money. If I give you money, I want my tangible good. That is how it has been for thousands of years. I give you some form of currency and you give me my tangible good. And if you try to talk about this, what we're doing now, over the last 5,000-6,000 years, people would call you crazy. Because when you go to a market, you buy something tangible. And the stock market is no different. That is what the equity markets are. Corporate shares. Tangible. There's a business out there. Commodities. Oil, corn, cotton. Tangible. Currencies, bonds. Tangible. Real estate. Tangible. So if you are currently going to the market and you're not getting your tangible good, you're not in a market. Number 2, asset class. And some of you have never heard of an asset class. The asset class is the type of market you're in. But the way that I explain an asset class is the key word of asset. And I showed the definition. I guess I showed 3 definitions of what an asset is on Tuesday. And here's basically what all 3 of them kind of had in common. You can liquidate it into cash, and it's going to create some kind of economic benefit. There's going to be some kind of economic benefit for the business or a monetary benefit for the person. So that's the second thing when you're trading some kind of an asset class. It has to be an actual asset. But options, Forex, and crypto, they're not assets. And when you go out to the financial websites, the industry or the institutional websites, the financial websites, the banks, the stock market websites where you're learning, Investopedia, and you look up asset class, 95% of them will never mention a derivative. When you look up what an asset class is, in those asset classes, they're going to mention all those tangible markets that I talked about. They almost never mention options, Forex, and crypto because they don't fit the definition of an asset. They can't be liquidated. They do not have any economic benefit now or in the future. Now, you will find the occasional website, the new age investors are trying to create a new asset class of crypto options. So you will find the occasional websites, the newer investor is trying to manipulate you to believe that the derivatives are asset classes. It's not, because it doesn't fit the definition of an asset. So how can it ever be an asset class? That's number 2. And if it's not an asset or an asset class, you're not investing. Now, number 3, an investment vehicle. So we don't even have to go into this. If it's not a market and it's not an asset, it can't be an investment vehicle. Do you know what they want to call derivatives? Financial vehicles. They don't call them investment vehicles. Not honestly. An investment vehicle is when you are investing your money, but they don't call derivatives, options, Forex, and crypto. They don't call them investment vehicles. They call them financial vehicles because they know you're not investing. And if you're not in a market, if you're not using an asset and you're not using an investment vehicle, you're not investing. So what's left over? You're gambling. You're in a casino. I have just proven to you, you're not investing. You're gambling. And since you are gambling, we don't talk about it in this room. That is the easiest and simplest way I can explain the difference. We are going to keep you safe in this room. That is the entire purpose of this presentation. To show you that there is so much money you can make in the equity markets. Tangible goods, because that's all we're doing. All of this technology, tangible. Future economic benefits. I hope you can see the difference. Welcome back, Susan. So let's go over the 7 technologies that's going to drive this quantum age, this 5th industrial revolution, industry 5.0. So we know we have that artificial intelligence. And like I say, once we got ChatGPT in 2022, everything is doubling, tripling, exponential growth. The computers are working to create the technology a lot faster. So let's go back over that timeline. It was 100 years between the first 3 revolutions. It was 30 years between 3 and 4. It was 20 years between 4 and 5. What do you think is going to happen with 6.0 and 7.0 and 8.0? The time period between the revolutions are going to get smaller. We might have 6.0 in 5 years from now, which I think we're going to. I think in about 5 years from now, we're going to be going through the 6th industrial revolution. But guess what? I think everybody is still going to think we're in 4th. I believe that the innovations we have now, the computer, the quantum computing, the AI, I believe the computers are going to create the next set of innovations. With new energy sources, with quantum, shrinking it down, speeding it up. I think we're going to be in the next industrial revolution in 5 years. So everything that we're going through right now is because of the AI. That's really the catalyst of all the different innovations that we're going through. Even NVIDIA with the super chip, it was all based on trying to come up with a chip that could handle the AI. All of the energy sources, they're working on creating an energy source for the AI, for the robots. That's what's sparking all the innovation. So the artificial intelligence is the catalyst. That's why I put it as number 1. But we have the cloud technology. The AI could not exist if we did not have these data centers. And then the AI would not exist if we didn't have the high performance super chips. As soon as NVIDIA came out with theirs, what do we see? Apple came out with their HPC. Microsoft came out with their HPC. Meta came out with their HPC. Google came out with their HPC. They may not be at the same level as NVIDIA, but they're good enough for them to use in their own devices. So super chips took off in 2024. All of the Magnificent Seven are introducing their HPCs, high performance chips. They also introduced quantum computing. And like I said, they're able to speed up the processing of the computing, but that's not the primary. The primary purpose of quantum computing is to shrink down the technology, shrink down the energy. And that's what they're currently working on. Now, I introduced blockchain. We got to pause here. Because when I originally went over this, I didn't bring blockchain into this. Because when I introduce blockchain, I'm getting all the crypto heads that don't understand what blockchain really is. Blockchain has literally nothing to do with crypto. It is a separate technology. And I can prove it. I can go out and show you all the different corporations, all the different financial institutions, all of the different government agencies that are using blockchain technology. And they're not using crypto. But the moment that a crypto head hears blockchain, oh, where's the crypto at? The crypto has to be here. You're using blockchain, right? No, it's another technology that does not need crypto. But you try to tell a crypto head that. That's not true. Blockchain equals crypto. No, it doesn't. It is a separate technology. And they are trying to speed up. I gave everybody the metric to look for in the blockchain. The transaction speed is too slow. But they're currently trying to speed up the transaction. That's the metric to look for in blockchain. The transaction speed is too slow. But it needs to be included. And I'm going to explain why when we get to the end. There's a reason why I included it. It has to be included. It's a new technology. And then now we go into the robotics. And here's the point. All of this innovation, all of these inventions, all of this technology, they're going to dump it into a robot. Let me say it for you again. The whole purpose of all of this is to dump all of that technology into a robot. As they take the energy sources and they shrink them down, as they speed up the performance of the energy sources, they're going to put it in the robot. Have you guys seen the original robot by Boston Dynamic with the backpack? That big bulky robot with the backpack? They discontinued that last month. They brought in a new generation. Boston Dynamic introduced a new generation where that backpack is gone. They shrunk down the battery. Quantum. That is the whole purpose of this. So you might be thinking, well, how can you put blockchain in a robot, Aaron? That doesn't make sense. What you don't realize is that a robot can take on different forms. And I've shown you the videos over the last 6 months that every Magnificent Seven has a different type of robot. Even your car. Eventually, your car is going to be a robot. You're going to have a robot at your home. And you want to know what you're going to be able to do with that robot? You can talk to that robot the same way you talk to your Siri, the same way you talk to your Cortana, the same way you talk to your Siri. You're going to be able to talk to your robot and say, oh, we ran out of eggs. Hey, robot, can you order us some eggs? And they're going to transact that grocery list through the blockchain. All of this technology is going to be put into a robot. You can be in your car, your new Tesla, and you can tell the Everything app. Do you see how everything is connected? The Everything app is going to be in a robot. Are you connecting the dots? That everything app is going to be in the Tesla vehicle and in the Tesla robot, the everything app. And inside that everything app will be the blockchain. I hope it's starting to make sense. Now let's bring it home. Do you see that 127? Let's show you the value. Let's show you what you're hunting. Let's show you the big game hunting. Let's show you the value. We are value hunters. Do you see that 127? What does that mean? That 127 is the combination of innovations you can create with all seven. You can combine all of these different innovations and you can create 127 combinations. Now, if you have other innovations, previous innovations, believe me, there are hundreds of other innovations over the last 4 industrial revolutions that is upgraded. We still have the steam engine. We still have the combustible engine. We still have all of the energy sources. We still have the electronics. All of the different innovations and inventions we've had over the last 200 years. You can combine all of these new technologies to those hundreds, exponentially giving you all of these different products. But just in these new technologies, you have 127 different products that you can create. And then when you attach it to all the previous hundreds and thousands of inventions, exponential. All of it is value inside the value chain. Are you guys ready to hunt now? Do you see what you're hunting for? Do you see that you're going to be hunting uniquely different than everybody else? And I feel bad for the non-students because they're in the room. They're like, value hunting? I don't understand. I'm just going to go back to my charts. I'm just going to go back to crypto. And they're missing out. My students know. I just gave you your entire hunting ground to go find the value. We never show charts in this room. We never look at that price. It means nothing. We got to find the value, the tangible assets. Are you getting goosebumps? Are you getting butterflies? Are you getting excited? I am. So let's run through the analysis. I always give you the pieces and I show you how to use it. But this is not it, guys. This is just the surface. Let's show you big game hunting. This is a custom analysis that I created called the first analysis. So what we're looking for is a fresh concept. We're looking for industry impact. We're looking for rivalry. We're going to look into the supply chain, find the supply and demand, and then we're going to translate it. This is the first analysis. Let me show you. And we're applying it to market leaders. This is an advanced level of analysis for market leaders, which are the Magnificent Seven and all of these other industry leaders. So let's show you how to do it. First off, your fresh concept, whether you're dealing with the original 7 of the 5.0, or whether you're looking at one of the previous innovations that has been upgraded, doesn't matter. You're looking for a new innovation or technology. You're looking for a new product or market. You're looking for a new cycle or trend. You're looking for a new merger, a new acquisition, a new partnership. You're looking for a new strength, a new weakness, a new opportunity, and a new threat. It's called a SWOT analysis. SWOT, SWOT analysis. You want to see if you can find a new strength, weakness, opportunity, threat. And you're also looking for an upgrade, a rebrand, or a relaunch. Those are also considered new. And if you can find that fresh concept, that new concept, you are ready. This is where it all starts. I see value everywhere. That's all I see. I'm agreeing with you, Sindel. And I want all of my students to get to that point. All you see is value. Oh, yeah. I can make money on that. I can make money on that. That's how it should be. And now you understand the statement I mentioned yesterday. What did I say my favorite quote was from The Art of War? The victorious warrior wins first, then they go to war. The defeated warrior goes to war and then looks for a win. If you see that value, if all you do is see money, victorious warrior, you won the battle before you ever entered the war. But you're looking for, it all starts with finding the fresh concept. Now we're going to take the fresh concept and we're going to apply it to the industry. The industry is the business activity. The market is the economic transaction where you're getting something tangible. Let's clarify that. In a market, you're always going to get something for your currency. You're going to get some tangible good from your currency. You're going to apply it to the leader of that industry, the largest seller or the strongest influencer. And then you're going to see if this fresh concept is going to change the hierarchy. Is it going to change the power dynamic, the power structure? And if any of this changes, you now know that that fresh concept is doing its job. It's going to change something about the industry. It's going to change the business activity. It's going to change the economic transaction. It's going to change the market leaders. It's going to give some leaders an edge. It's going to create new market leaders. It's going to downgrade some of the leaders. And it's going to change that power structure. And if you can identify how the industry is being impacted, how the industry is changing, you're going to find more value. Now we're going to go in that industry, and now we're going to focus on the rivalry. You want to identify what kind of competition you're in. Monopoly is just one company, no competition, and they have a very unique offering. Apple had a unique offering. NVIDIA, unique offering. Microsoft, unique offering. And there's no competition with what they have. Nobody can compete with Apple's community. Nobody can compete with Microsoft right now with their Chat GPT integration. Nobody can compete with NVIDIA's computer chip. And you're going to start seeing the rest. Nobody can compete with Amazon's shopping website. And you're going to start seeing nobody can compete with Tesla, with all of the innovation, with the everything app. You're going to notice if somebody has a monopoly or not. There's no competition because of their unique offering. Then you have the duopoly. This is two companies that are sharing that competition. And they're doing certain things to keep everybody out. They don't want anybody else coming into that dual competition. They're going to work together. Even though they're competing against each other, they're going to work together to stifle everybody else in that market. And they're going to have dual control over that market. And they're going to wield it like that. They're going to partner just to keep everybody else underneath them. And the same thing happens in the triopoly. You've got three companies. Triune competition. Exclusive control. keeping everybody out. They're going to work together to keep everybody underneath them. And this creates value. Then you have the oligopoly, where you have multiple companies doing the same thing, limited competition. They're working together to limit the competition. We see this in the airline industry. JetBlue tried to buy Spirit, and the oligopoly came in and shut it down. Facebook, um, what are all the social medias? Facebook, Google, Amazon. They're trying to shut down TikTok. The oligopoly of the social media is trying to shut down TikTok. Limited competition, group control. But you're saying to yourself, well, TikTok is not a leader, Aaron. Why are they trying to get rid of TikTok? Because TikTok is a maverick. You always got to be leery of the maverick. The maverick has radical competition and no control. They're not following the rules. They're doing things on their own. They're doing things different. The maverick shows up. The most dangerous kind of company you can find. And it's not dangerous for us. It's dangerous for the competition. It's dangerous for the market leaders. Because typically, the maverick will always become the new monopoly. The maverick will always introduce a unique offering, and it will just climb up that structure, that power dynamic, that hierarchy. It'll climb up and become the new monopoly. Because guess what? All of the current monopolies used to be mavericks. Amazon was a maverick. Microsoft was a maverick. Tesla was a maverick. Some of them are still mavericks. So when a maverick shows up like TikTok that has a unique offering, they're trying to keep them down. JetBlue was a maverick. You can go into almost any industry, and if you can pick out the maverick, NVIDIA right now is a maverick. The maverick always becomes the new monopoly. So if you can identify that maverick, you can ride that company up to the moon. And the same way that we looked at it in the previous, how is the power structure going to change? How is the power dynamics going to change? One company can come in and change a monopoly into a duopoly. A maverick can come in and turn a duopoly into a triopoly. The maverick can overtake the duopoly, the triopoly, and the oligopoly and become a monopoly. So you want to really kind of analyze the rivalry, because the number one thing you're going to get out of the rivalry is competition and partnership. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. These companies will fight each other one day, and then they work together the next day. And I've shown that over the last 6 months when we were doing the Money Mondays, which we're going to start again this coming Monday. So look at the rivalry and see if you can find where the competition is. How is it changing? Now you want to take that unique offering, that fresh concept. We got to come to the supply chain. We got to apply it to the supply chain. And you guys already know I have unique analysis. You're going to apply it to the prime correlation. How is it going to affect the dollar in oil? How is the dollar in oil affecting that fresh concept? Go into the supply chain. How is it going to change the production? Is it going to speed up the production? How is it going to speed up the production? How much? Is there something? Because keep in mind that fresh concept might be a threat. It might be a weakness. Remember the SWOT analysis? It might be something negative. So it might be a flow disruptor that slows down the production. You might notice that one corporation will slow down while another company will rise up. This is how you're analyzing. You're looking for increase in production and decrease in production. And then the final outcome is always supply and demand. We don't look at charts. We don't look at price. How much is the supply and demand? What is the production level? And then we apply the economic indicators. How is the economy going to spur that fresh concept? Got to go to the supply chain. That is our analysis. And then now we translate. We want to bring in the money. You want to start off with the lenders, which is the venture capitalists that's investing in that fresh concept. Maybe they're starting research and development. These are the articles you're going to see. New lenders coming in, venture capitalists, angel investors, and then they're going to have all of these different articles about research and development. The banks are going to come in offering them loans and credit lines. The private equity is going to start buying. They're going to start adding them to the fund. They're going to start investing as well. Private equity shows up. And then now we get into the regular level, the advanced traders. You're going to start seeing the markets move. Everybody's taking big, long positions, short positions. You're going to start seeing the advanced traders get into it, putting in their long positions. We have a 5-year projection. We have a 10-year projection. Everybody's upgrading the corporation. The advanced traders show up. Then you got the novice traders that gets the information late. They're following the news. They're following the advanced traders. They're showing up late, creating all of that chaos and volatility in the markets because they have no idea what they're doing. They have no idea what the information means. And you can look at the articles and look at the market and know which one of these participants you're dealing with. And it's going to allow you to translate that value into market sentiment, giving you another edge. Jordan, is that you? No, that's not my Jordan. Welcome to the room, Jordan. Do you guys see the benefit of this? Because I'm going to bring this home. I'm going to bring this home and make it all make sense. You ready? When you are inside of that supply chain, when you are looking for these new innovations, when you're trying to find those 127 combinations, when you're applying those 127 combinations to all the previous innovations over the previous revolutions, you're going to get exponential products. You're going to get exponential asset value because it's going to speed up the production, the AI, the robots. I already showed you. It's being implemented right now. Every major corporation is implementing AI and robots on their assembly line, in their factories, their plants, their labs. It is actively being implemented. Now, we are early. We already know it's going to be implemented. We found the technologies. We're out there looking for the value. We're looking for these 127 combinations. We're actively hunting for them. And then when we find it, we're early. What did I say yesterday, the day before? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you're using charts, you're finding 1, 3, 5, and 7. You're not getting a complete read. Not us. We're plugged into the supply chain. We get to see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then now we know what to look for. We're looking for 6, 7, and 8. We found 1 through 5. All right, good setup. So now before I actually start trading, I don't want to get in early. I got timing. I can't just get in at any time. I got to confirm this. So I found my 1 through 5. I confirmed all of this information going through the first analysis. Found my 1 through 5, but I got to confirm 6 and 7. So I'm going to wait. I want to see some of this being implemented in the supply chain, the research and development, the institutional investing, the advanced traders taking long positions. I'm looking for all of this in my first analysis. Disruptors, slowing down the production, speeding up the production, partnerships, the monopolies, the mavericks. I'm looking for all of this information. That's going to be my number 6 and my number 7 to confirm. And once I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I get number 6 confirmed, number 7 confirmed, now I can actively trade 8, 9, and 10. And guess what? If you're using technical analysis and charts, you're coming in at 11. You're not privy to this. We can sit back calmly and wait. We find our 1 through 5. We confirm our 6. We confirm our 7. All right, guys, we got it. Let's go get it. Let me go ahead and trade 8. Let me go ahead and trade 9. Let me go ahead and trade 10. And then when we put that trade in 8, 9, and 10, we sit back and let the market value increase, making our money, stacking our profits. And then you'll get the news report on it. And then we can see you come into the trade, coming in late. And then we sell our winning position to you as you're using your charts and your technical analysis. And keep this in mind. This is what the institutions are doing as well. They're also finding the value in their Bloomberg terminal as they're manipulating that chart, making sure you come in late. And then they sell their winning position to you. It's called a bull trap. It's called a bear trap. They're doing it on purpose. They'll dump $10 million in the market to the moon, driving the markets. You guys see the markets go up. You're running to put a position in. You have no idea why that market's going up. You have no idea the institutions dumped millions of dollars in the market. All you see is the increase with your charts. You're running to the markets to put a trade in to the moon, and they're making money as you're increasing the crypto, the options, the forex, and then they sell their winning position and you're stuck in the trade. I'm giving you the same scenario that we do as value hunters. You guys are coming in late and we sell you our losing position, our winning position, and you're losing. It's not rocket science, guys. So as we're inside that supply chain, as we're finding those 127 innovations, combinations, the partnerships, the disruptors, the increase in production, the quantum, shrinking down, the energy and the technology, we're looking for all this. And it's creating more assets in the supply chain. More resources, more tools, more equipment, more products, more raw materials, and all of it is tangible assets that can be liquidated, that's going to create future economic benefits. We have all our asset value. And all of that asset value, when you add it up, it equals share value. And I'm going to bring it around again. I hope you're paying attention. We got in early enough to see the asset value before it was implemented. And that's where we're waiting for confirmation. 6, 7, 8. confirmation. They're now implementing the new 127 innovations. So we get to watch the asset value stack up. We get to see it apply to the share value. And then the share value will increase, making the price move. And that's where you guys come in. The price is moving. The charts are moving. Do you see why you're showing up late? We're showing up early with the supply chain. We're putting our positions in well before that price moves. We know when the price is going to move. And then when the price finally moves, now you guys want to jump into the markets. We knew about it months in advance, weeks in advance, sometimes years in advance. I told some of my students about NVIDIA a year ago. I told my students about Microsoft and OpenAI over a year ago. So sometimes you know years in advance. I'm telling everybody now about Tesla. Tesla will not look the same in 3 years. We're showing up early. We sit back and wait. We put our positions in 8, 9, and 10. And then the price moves. The share value is increasing. And then when the price moves, that's when you guys show up. And then we sell. Now keep in mind, we might stay in 11, 12, 13, 14. But about time 15 shows up, we're getting out. We don't stay in past 15. Sell that position. Because once 16 and 20 shows up, that's when the market goes crazy. We don't want to be in a chaotic market. We want to control our trade. We want to protect our money. We are out by 15. Moving on to the next value. Moving on to the next early entry. It's not rocket science, guys. This is exactly what the institutions are doing. I'm now making it available for you to do the same thing. What do I say, guys? You're going to eat at the table with the institutions. You're not going to get the scraps on the floor. That's what you're currently getting. They're making multi-millions, and you think that you're special because you made 10,000. That's a scrap. And then that 10,000, you know what's connected to that 10,000? High risk, which means at some point you're probably going to give it back. What I'm teaching you is low risk because you're showing up early. You're putting in an early position. You're in a low risk market, equity, tangibility. I'm taking away all the risk. No high risk market. And I'm giving you a brand new hunting ground. A brand new way of analyzing. That's going to separate you from the 99 percenters. Let me know, guys, how you feel about this in the comments. Do you understand it? Can you see yourself using it? We are in a new industrial revolution. The fifth industrial revolution. Industry 5.0. The quantum age. And with that comes value. Profits in the markets. This is exclusive. Everybody's still thinking we're in 4.0. No, sir. Like the experts say, the innovations in 5.0 are going to be so advanced that it's going to make 4.0 look like an abacus. And we can ride that technology up. We can ride that implementation up. We can ride that value up. And then once the share price moves, we're out. We can put in a long position for the market value because we know that the share value is going to add up to be the market value. Because what do I tell you? I say in the next 5 years, because of the 127 innovations, because of the quantum technology, shrinking everything down, I told you that the Magnificent Seven, all of them, are going to be $3 trillion companies in 5 years. And we can put in a long position knowing that the market value is going to increase to $3 trillion. If you can't be a millionaire in 5 years, you're doing something wrong. Because my students have something unique. Even as I go out and share this, guys, even as the other people in the room are watching this, my students have something even more unique, even more exclusive. You guys know how to execute. You guys have the entire range of being in control, the entire range of protecting your money. The people in the room don't have that. I'm offering it to them. I hope some of them reach out to be a part of this. But as of right now, my students have something unique. I don't mind explaining this because most people won't get it. They won't believe it and they don't know how. They don't know how to combine the pieces. They don't know how to put it in the right sequence. Just me showing you the final outcome is not enough. You cannot reverse engineer it. You cannot take your 1, 3, 5, and 7 and think you're going to understand what's happening. You got to find the 1 through 5, the 1 through 6. Wait for the 6, 7, and 8. Profit on the 8, 9, and 10. Stay in the markets 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Get out, go to the next trade. Simple. This is in preparation for 2 things. All next week, we're going to be doing live analysis. We're going to take this and we're going to show you how to find the value. The 2 things that we've done plenty of live analysis in the past, but I'm going to let you know the 2 things that we're always looking for when we do live analysis. We want to identify signal from noise. Every article, we're looking for signal and noise. What is the difference? We want to identify the signal because the institutions are going to give a whole lot of noise. We want to be able to differentiate between signal and noise. And then number 2, we want to show the difference between value and price. We are value hunters. And all next week, we're going to take what we learned today. We're going to take what we learned all this week, and we're going to value hunt all next week. Make sure you come back. The following Monday, we're going to resume the Money Mondays. And the 2 things that we're going to start is we're going to go back over the partnerships. We went over a lot of partnerships over the last several weeks, the last several months as we went through. We analyzed all 7 of the Magnificent 7, showing you all the new innovations, all of the technology, all the partnerships, all of the acquisitions. We showed it all to you. We went into the supply chain, showing you all the value. But while we did that, we also showed you a lot of partnerships. We went inside that rivalry. We showed you all of that. So we're going to revisit those partnerships, those companies that are not Magnificent Sevens, that are in that ecosystem. balancing all of that competition. So we're going to revisit those partners. And then I always told you the real secret value is in the number twos. You're going to have your market leader. You're going to have your Magnificent Seven. But I promise you, every single one of the Magnificent Seven has a number two that's not a Magnificent Seven. I'll give you an example. The longest running number two in the stock market is Cisco. Cisco has been a number two to Microsoft for the last 30 years, and they've just been riding up their value for the last 30 and 40 years. Cisco is the number one, number two. Underneath the radar, multi-billion-dollar corporation, corporate contracts, government contracts. Cisco is the strongest and most valuable number two, and they're just staying underneath the radar, but they have always been Microsoft number one competition. We're going to find those number twos. That is the secret of value hunting. So this is what we're going to be doing for the Money Mondays for the next several weeks, several months. So make sure you keep coming back for these Money Mondays. And as I said, the original purpose, there's two purposes. The original purpose is for my students to learn how to analyze. I'm going to show you how to do it live. I'm going to show you the metrics. But the number two benefit of Money Monday is that you're investing in yourself. You're investing in the courses. You're investing in the subscriptions. You're investing in the one-on-ones. I'm giving you the opportunity to make the money back. No brainer. Every single dollar you invest in yourself, I'm giving you the opportunity to make that money back. I'm doing the analysis for you, showing you exactly where the money is. Show me someplace else that's doing this.